guys, welcome back to SS Multimedia. My name is Naman Patil and I'm going to be teaching your lesson today. Today's lesson is going to be about problem solving, selecting appropriate measurement units and tools. A bit of a long title, but no problem. So, what we're doing here is, or today's objective is, to learn how to select the proper units of measurement and tools. So, keywords here are select the proper units of measurement and tools. So a tool is like, in what we're going to be talking about today, a tool is like a ruler, right? A ruler or a meter stick or a tape measure, or even just by your head you can say 1 mile, right? So like those are all the tools that we're going to use. Or actually this 1 mile would go into units of measurement, right? And other units of measurement would be like inches, yards, meters, right? And all of those like feet and miles, right? So let's just get started. First off, I have three things here, right? So the first one is the state of California, the second one is a gift card, and the third one is a bookshelf. So I'm hoping you guys know what all of these are. The state of California is a state in the United States. A gift card is like the size of a playing card, and a bookshelf is a bookshelf. Okay, so we're not going to be talking too much about the things that are here, but we're going to be talking about what we're going to be using if we ever have to measure them, right? So the state of California. So there's no way I'm measuring the whole state of California using centimeters or inches or feet or yards or meters or anything like that. What would be a good thing to use, or a good unit of measurement to use for this to measure the state of California? So right at the top of my head, I know that a mile is really big, and I think that's big enough to be able to measure the state of California without having too many of that unit, too much of that unit. So miles would be the measurement I would use. I'm not going to go there and get my 1 foot ruler and start measuring the state of California. Okay, so we can measure the state of California using miles. The second thing we have here is a gift card. So what would I use to measure a gift card? I know a gift card is smaller than a foot, right? Because like you know the 12-inch ruler? That gift card is nowhere close to being at the end there. So like that's the gift card. So I know that we can't measure it by feet. Can't measure it by yards. No meters and no miles. So it's either inches or centimeters. So let's think. What would we rather use? Inches here or centimeters? So I think I would rather use centimeters, since it's a smaller measurement, since it's a smaller measurement, it will give us more of a solid number, right? If we have inches, it'll give something into the centimeters, right? And that's in inches and centimeters. Let's just make it easy. We don't need to get into all that. So I would use centimeters, right? Okay, so now we have a bookshelf. So a bookshelf is one of those big cupboards, right? So what would we use to measure a bookshelf? I think I would use maybe, no, not centimeters. I might be able to use inches, but I think the best choice here would be feet. Feet is the closest to the, or feet is the easiest unit of measurement to measure a bookshelf and the most reasonable, right? So feet would be what I would use. Okay, so now let's do some more. I have 6 more right here. So a pencil. I know that I wouldn't use a foot or I wouldn't use feet to measure a pencil. What I would use is maybe inches or centimeters. Okay, so I'm gonna use inches because we used centimeters for a gift card, and a gift card I know is smaller in length than a pencil, right? So then let's move on to the next one. A desk is the fifth one on this page, or second one on this page, right? Fifth question, second one on this page. So a desk, what would I use? A desk, maybe I would use either feet or inches. You can use feet, but I mean it's probably going to get you into like this many feet and this many inches. So why don't we just keep it simple? Let's just use inches. And then I'll even draw a line and say or feet, right? We can use both of these to measure a desk. Next we have a door. I know I'm not going to use centimeters to measure a door. That's going to take ages. And I'm not going to use miles to measure a door either, because miles are way bigger than a door, the height of the door, right? So what I'm going to use is either inches or feet, but I think feet would be our best option. Okay, because like feet is right there, and it sounds the most reasonable too. So next we have a phone. I'm not going to use miles to measure a phone. I'm not going to use meters or yards either. I'm not even going to use feet. So it's either centimeters or inches. And I feel that inches here is the most reasonable. Okay, so now let's move on to the next problem, or next object, right? So we have a house. So in this, we have actually 3 things that we might be able to use. We have feet, yards, and meters. Okay, so all of them sound like reasonable options. And if you're going to buy a house, they say this house is like 3,000 square feet. So I will say that the house would be reasonable to be measured by feet. Okay, because like when you're going and looking for houses, they tell you the amount of space you have in the house by square feet. So I'm going to go ahead and say feet. Next we have the continent of Asia. There's no way I'm measuring the continent of Asia through centimeters. That's just plain crazy. And no way I'm measuring it in inches or feet or yards or meters. The most reasonable option here is miles. It's the biggest and it would cover the most space and give us the least number and the easiest number to deal with, right? Okay, so now that I've done all of this by myself, without any help, then being lonely. No, I'm just kidding. I think that it's your turn, because you guys have learned all of this stuff. Okay? So, first I'll just read out these 6 words here. Okay, so the first one is a staple, second one is a wall, third one is a laptop, fourth one is Wakanda, fifth one is a book, and sixth one is a pizza. Okay? So, Now you guys can pause the video and work out all of these and write down what you would use to measure each of these items, right? So, pause the video now and work them out. I'll be waiting. Don't worry, I'm staying right here. Okay, so I hope you guys are back with your answers, ready to be tested. No, ready to see the answers. So, the first one is a staple. I'm not going to use miles to measure a staple. That's just no. Okay. So I'm not going to use feet either because these staples are like tiny, right? And I'm pretty sure no one is going to use inches either because I'm pretty sure staples are smaller than inches. So the best option here would be centimeters, right? The second one is a wall. I know I'm not going to use centimeters to measure a whole wall. A whole wall, sorry. And I could use inches, but that would take too long. So I feel the most reasonable would be feet again, right? So feet. You could use meters and yards, but I feel you're going to get a more solid answer using feet. Okay, so the next one is a laptop. I'm probably not going to use miles for a laptop. That would be no, just yeah. Okay. We know why it wouldn't work. And then I'm not going to use meters or yards to measure a laptop because both of those are too big too. And we get to feet. I could use feet, but then that's going to get me into like this many feet and this many inches, right? So why don't we just get a solid answer right there? I'm going to use, you guessed it, inches. You could use centimeters, but again, centimeters I feel would give you less of a solid answer and it would be kind of slightly harder to figure out the answer, right? Number 4, we have Wakanda. Yes, Wakanda. So, this is no different than, say, the continent of Asia or the state of California. They all are big, big, big places, right? They're not like staples. Okay, so let's stop talking about staples. We already did that. Let's do Wakanda. So there's no way I'm gonna go and measure Wakanda using centimeters. I mean, who? No, who's crazy enough to do that? But I feel nope, I cannot use meters, yards, feet, or inches to measure Wakanda. That's gonna take like years. Okay, so what is the best thing or best unit of measurement to use? I feel it is miles. Okay, so I feel miles is the best unit of measurement to use to measure Wakanda. Number 5 is a book. Yeah, so I'm not going to use miles to measure a book. I'm not going to use yards or meters or maybe even feet. I'm not going to even use feet. I'm going to use either inches or centimeters, but I feel inches would give us a better understanding or a better answer, a more solid answer, right? So we have that done. Now let's move on to number 6, a pizza. So whenever you go out to say Pizza Hut, they give you pizzas in like you want a 6-inch pizza or a 12-inch pizza or not 12-inch, sorry, 10-inch pizza, 8-inch pizza, right? So they use the unit of measurement inches or the unit inches. So that's what I'm going to use too. And plus, centimeters would give us too big of an answer, and I'm probably not going to use feet either because I feel it's too big. Okay, so now that we have our units of measurement down for each of these 6 items or words, you guys can comment down below of the score you got. If you got all of them right, good job, perfect, wonderful. Just keep working. If you got some of them right, perfectly fine. Remember to keep working. And if you got none of them right, keep working. Oh, yeah, and it's perfectly fine. Just remember to keep working. Yeah. So, now that we have concluded this lesson, you guys can complete these last 3 final completing steps. Those 3 steps are to like this video. The second one is to share this video to everyone you know. And the third step is smash that subscribe button. And while you're there, ring the bell. Okay, yes, the notification bell. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.